In search of soil.
When you think about what data you're getting from a soil test, considering it doesn't have any sort of biological measures on it, it's really just measuring what is there now. Can you actually get valuable information off of that to work with? Or is that kind of a flawed test just given what it is measuring?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that extends to biology as well, I think. I guess that the most valuable thing I can contribute to that, because I used to model water quality, and I stole from the water quality modeling people, but I basically have a maxim that says all soil tests are wrong, some are useful. And so first of all, we need to recognize that there are so many different ways of extracting nutrients from the soil. So you've got Mehlich 1, Mehlich 3, Morgan, Bray, and the list goes on and on. The Haney extraction as well. Some of them use harsh acids, some of them use organic acids. The biggest beef that many people have with some of the newer things like Haney is, well, where are the calibrated soil tests? The implication being that the other soil tests from many land-grant universities are calibrated. But if you start comparing, say, Illinois and Indiana, or I think Alabama and Georgia, and you just go across the state line, you often see in the nutrient recommendations, if you just cross the state line, that one state might recommend about double the amount of nutrients in terms of cost compared to the other state. So the question goes to which is real. And I think the value of any soil test is going to be based on calibrated returns or calibrated, looking at crops growing and how that is calibrated. And most of my understanding is, certainly in my state, most of the calibrated stuff was done a long time ago. And so we've kind of extrapolated and borrowed from other states. So if you don't have the actual data for your soil test and how the plant will respond to a particular treatment, you're kind of just guessing in terms of what response we have. And again, in my state, in South Carolina, the soils that we were looking at, based on our land-grant university tests, demanded that we put about 100 pounds an acre of potassium, or K2O, which is probably close to about 160 pounds of muriate of potash per year. Yet we never saw any response to that. Conventional wisdom was that we were insane and we were going to lose our mind, we were going to lose our shirts with that. But we never saw any crop responses. So the way I look at soil tests is usually I like to kind of look at trends over time. Because what we have seen is that if you stop applying P and K, your soil test values aren't just going to drop through the floor. Especially now, we've only done that with cover crops. I'm more inclined as I go along to start looking at soil tests that use less harsh extraction methods like the Haney test or the Morgan, some of the Morgan tests. But again, I'm not an expert on that. Again, a lot of the beef that a lot of people have with the Haney test shows where the data are. But I would also say that, you look across the country and the data we collected on crop response to nutrient recommendations came from 40, 50, 60 years ago when soils looked very different to what they are today.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out some of the great clips and watch the full interviews right here on In Search of Soil.